Welcome back to a new day, a new Let's Play, and look at this, we have a new game here. This is going to be a new one here for us. It is Airport CEO. I'm pretty excited about this game. I've been waiting for it for a while. I've been watching the development, and it just looks like a fun game. So let's go ahead and dive into this. We'll start off with a new airport. Every time you start off with this game, it's going to ask you for a couple things. I'm just going to leave everything as is, and I'll go through and put my name in there because it doesn't let you go without doing that. And then you get to pick where your airport's at. The funny thing is, they have all the things in their native language, so that's kind of fun. I'm going to pick Washington, D.C., since that's the closest thing, and that's the only airport in all of North America, or should I say, all of the United States of America. We do have a couple of other airports in the good old area of North America. So I'm going to confirm that, and we need to set up an airport name. I'm just going to call it Washington International. And I'll do the code as WIA. I have no idea if that exists or not. And then you get to pick an airport logo. A couple of them are the game developers' logos, and I'm just going to leave it with this blue one. I don't think it actually matters. You also have the option of, do you want to kind of make it difficult, easy, hard? I'm going to make it easy for right now, starting with $2 million, but I'm not going to put it in sandbox mode. So let's go ahead and launch this thing and see what happens. Just before we get started here, the graphics are beautiful. I'm playing this on my 5K iMac, and things are just crisp. They look great. I'm very, very happy with it. Ooh, and we got a letter. See? This is why I put your name in, because it says Dear Nathan. And basically, it wants us to go through and do this. It also will always give you this little area of kind of where things are at. No matter how many times you've played this game, this pops up every single time, which I do find slightly annoying, but it's okay. So for right now, I'm going to leave the game paused, and we're going to take a look here at our airport area. These little things are trees, and these areas with red X's are things that we can't really do anything with right now. I don't know if you can expand this. I've only given this game about an hours of my time just before recording, so I don't know if I can do any more than that. The basic UI on this game is good but complicated, and I'm not a huge fan of how things are laid out. So to start off here on the top, you have your inbox, you have the weather, you have your flight schedule, and also GA, which I believe is general aviation. Those are little small planes if you want to have them or not. You have your budget with all the money, you have notifications, which are generic notifications. You also have contract notifications, and then finally you have operations notifications. So all these notifications are three different things happening. You have your day and year, the current season, which I would assume that's spring. I'm not sure. Then your gameplay things here, and you also have the game menu, which you can also hit just by hitting escape. On the right hand side, you have a whole bunch of options. I'll go over those in a little while because they're confusing as anything. And then down here on the bottom, you have structures and infrastructure. And sometimes things are just not the place where you would think they are. So structures, they include doors in there and structures. You can put fences, all kinds of stuff. And then structures are anything, or infrastructure, excuse me, is anything that we build in there. And then we also have items. And one of the cool things about this game is as you research and find out new things, this list will grow. Right now it's pretty small because I don't have a whole lot to offer anybody at this time. So let's go ahead and start off. The game gives you a little tutorial or a manual area where you can go through and do stuff. I'm not going to follow that right now. I'm just going to start by building a runway, because we definitely have the money to do that, and I'll rotate that, and I'm just going to place it over here for right now. Sure, that looks good. And then we'll start off with our foundation for our taxiway, and you have a couple options. You have grass, concrete, or asphalt. I'm going to choose asphalt just because I like how it looks better than the other two, but that's totally up to you. It's a picky decision. I like making my taxiways at least 5 wide. I don't know why, but that's just where my brain lives at. I like having it be at least 5 wide. So let's say, get that in there, and then finally we'll complete that one there. Okay. Now what I think I want to have happen here is have a little area. I'm going to have a little small terminal to begin with. Maybe I'll put it up here. I'm not really sure right now. But I do want to have an area where flights can come in. I can have just small planes come in and land. See there's a small stall and then there's a medium stall. So you have different things, and the medium ones can support much, much bigger planes. The small stalls really can't support much. But we're going to do that, and we're going to have it be an asphalt one just to keep kind of track with everything else here. And let's see. I think what I want to have is the planes come in down this runway here, this tarmac, and kind of do their thing. So let me go through and get another taxiway. I want to set up a few areas for planes to exist here, just hopefully to make things easier in the long run. I don't know if that will actually do anything or not, but let's get that in there, and then we're going to extend this bad boy. Let's say 20. Let's put in 3 or 4 of those so we can support a few planes that have everything that we want. So I'm going to put in 1, 2, 3, 4. Why don't we just do 5? Because even numbers are a thing I like. Because I'm going to do the same thing on the other side here, so I'll get a total of 10. And that will make me feel better about the world. So we have that. I'm going to leave that as is for right now. I'm going to go back to structures, and we're going to get our first air traffic control tower in here. I don't know if there's any benefit on placement of these things. I'm just going to kind of leave it kind of in the middle here, but out a little ways, maybe up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll put that out there. So now we have a runway plan, we have a bunch of tarmac ready to go, and we have a couple of plane stalls for the planes to go through. I'm also going to set up my taxiway nodes. This allows the planes to kind of know where to go when they need to do their thing. So we have that one. We'll connect all of these. Maybe not. Connect those to there, you to there, you to there. And we'll go through. The reason why I like making this 5 just from playing around is that you can get them right in the center. If it's not an odd number, they don't go in the center, and that drives me bananas. So I want to make sure I do that. We also want to make sure we set up a place for planes to stop if there happens to be a place where they're going. So you see that runway ahead, we want to make sure that's toggled, and we're going to do the same thing up here. So that one, where did I put that? 2 spots away from the runway. So we'll put this 1, 2 spots away from the runway, and we have a runway ahead there. Okay, so we have a basic layout. There's obviously a whole lot more we need to do, but before we can really do anything, we have to have construction stuff go on. So this area here is for your workers, and this is for materials to get dropped off, and as I unpause the game, trucks will drive up there. But before we can do anything, we have to hire workers. So we're going to go into the contracts tab, and we need to figure out which one of these we want. We have to have a construction contractor. We can't hire our own construction workers, we have to hire a contractor for that. So I'm going to assign this one because it's a... You see how they have different star ratings and the classes? If they're the same class and star rating, it doesn't matter which one you pick. They'll give you the exact same prices. So I'll assign that, and then I need to go to the dashboard, I believe. No. Operations. And then in the construction tab, see how there's a lot of tabs in this game I'm not a huge fan of, but I'm going to deploy all of my contractors so that we can start getting this place built quickly. Now I'm going to speed this up by hitting the number 3 and put it in the fastest speed possible. You see my contractor guys are arriving. They're getting off their buses. The only form of transportation for anybody in this game currently is buses. So they're going in, and we have this mass of people descending upon our airport, and we also have a ton of trucks dropping off stuff. There is no limit of how many things get dropped off in one spot. You can see there's like just spirals of things getting dropped off there, and they're just growing. I'm imagining like these are just like hundreds of feet tall, especially with all the stuff we have here. But I don't really care because it's fine. And we're going through, and you can see that our taxiways are getting built. Our runway is now activated. We are going to slow the game down here for a second, and I want to make sure we upgrade this to asphalt. So we have a nice asphalt runway. I would like to build lights on there at some point so we can... I think that allows us to do night flights, but I'm not sure. It's going through. We also see that the runway is closed because it has a little power button looking thing there that tells us it's closed. So we're going through, we're getting all of that set up and ready, and hopefully our runway is completed quickly so that we can kind of get moving on with the next steps here. But let's talk about those next steps while we're building things here. So I want to have these guys here, and I want to eventually build a terminal, probably up here with a little pathway down that allows people to get in and out. This game has 2 options, and you can use both at the same time. It has general aviation and commercial aviation. if you click on the runway, you can see that we have general and commercial. You can set it up so that commercial flights are automatically done, which should be there because you have to schedule them. But you can also set if you want the other flights, the general aviation flights. They have to request access to your airport, or you can set it so they're always allowed. I'm not honestly sure if there's a better or worse way. I do know you get a ton of flights if it's set up to be with just the general aviation. You get a ton of flights, and it can be rather annoying pretty quickly there. So we're just waiting for them to build our stuff here, and I'm probably going to put in another pathway here just so they have a little bit more space if necessary to do what they need to do. I still want to know why asphalt's only $100 more than a grass tarmac. That doesn't make sense to me. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll put that here. Put you there, and we're gonna do the same thing down here. Our 5x5 spot, and then we'll go in our taxiway nodes and put another one going out there. And we need to tell that that's closed. It took me a while to figure that out. The directions aren't super clear on how to do that. So you right click and then hit it to put it in. If you need to rotate it, just click it again. But you need to give your airplanes a notification that there's a runway in front of them, or otherwise it doesn't seem to like they're allowed to leave. So we're going through here, doing a thing, and getting all that set up. Eventually what we need to have is we're going to put another group of them there. I'll probably make this 5 wide, honestly, but I need to see... Maybe we can take a look at this now. Our plane stands. We have them. So the roadway goes to the inside. That's important because I need to know which way the roads are kind of going with this. There are service roads that you can make for your airplanes, and I want to make sure that the service roads are being used properly. So we're going to set there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to put another 5 small stalls in there. And then we're going to use the tarmac tool. Does that do anything? No, it just looks nice. Okay, maybe we'll use sidewalk. Sure, we can use sidewalk. And we'll put that in there like so. When you build really big things like that in this game, it seems to slow down things a bit, and night is falling on our first night in the airport here. We'll get the last taxiway that we need to create here. So we want that to be 5 tall. Boom. And we'll get the taxiway nodes. I do like that you can set where the planes kind of go and don't go. In Sim Airport, you just kind of build taxiways. They're set sizes. They're definitely all square, and you can't really control as much. This game gives you a lot more control over that, which I do appreciate a great deal. The last thing I think I want to do is I want to build a roadway coming out from here and there. So we'll go into our service road. That will be, let's make that concrete just so we can see the difference. Now, let's keep it consistent. Alright, so we'll do that. We'll bring that up to there. And then eventually we'll bring something else out. I don't know what that something is yet. We'll figure it out. And I can also do a service road from here, from here over to there, and then here. Oh, let's cancel that. That's not the right spot. How do I cancel that? I don't know how to cancel that. Bulldoze. Okay. Sure. I don't know what I'm doing right now, honestly. We'll leave this keep playing, and our service road will go in here, because the service road is going to be real close to this. I put it at the wrong end. I had it going out farther. It should be really close to here, I believe. Not a runway. Let's see. Yeah, so it sits on this end. So it's 2 from that end, and okay. We'll get this fixed so everybody can be happy. Alright, so do that. I don't know if there's actually a point to what I'm doing, but I like the consistency, and I like to make it look nice. So our trucks now, when we have trucks that can drive all the way around here. I don't know if that matters. It probably doesn't. And man, we really need to hire like a whole bunch more of these guys. Can I cancel? I can't cancel. Control. Oh, there we go. Okay, I can cancel. You just have to hit control and do that. See, reading is good, kids. You have to read. Oh my gosh. Alright. So go in and connect the rest of that, and we're still building. We've already burned through a little over $1 million, and we haven't really done a single thing yet. So hopefully we can keep getting everything built here, and our workers will continue to build what we need, and we'll get everything done as necessary. I do wish I could change the priority of some things, so that we could prioritize certain things. Like I have a guy going there, he's building up that. Oh, and these are fun too. Where the runway crossings are, you have the little warning lights, everything's set up fun there. That runway's still not open because I don't have anywhere for the planes. Ooh, we do have a place for a plane to go. So let's go ahead and let's just open up for general aviation for right now. So we're closed to that. We're going to open our runway, and we're going to open up that stand. And it is open only to general aviation for right now. I don't believe there's going to be any planes that are landing right now because there's just not. And maybe this side we're just going to keep for general aviation and open, and then this side will be our commercial area once we get a little bit more established here. That sounds good. It sounds like I almost have a plan for what I want to do. So we'll do that. And oh my goodness. Come on, build everything faster. The problem right now is if a plane lands down here, they can go there because they go in the grass. The foundation's set, but it just looks wrong. I don't like it. Alright. So we're going to set up a little fuel depot down here, I think. We'll open that one up and open a stand. And let's go into our operations area and our overview. The airport is open. And we're always going to accept general aviation flights up here on the top right. So once time gets to the point where planes can land, we should have planes starting to make their way to our airport. I don't know how many will make it. I don't know when they're going to start making it, but we should start having planes pop in here at some point, hopefully soon. It seems like they're more intent on building these little sidewalks as opposed to everything else. Maybe I should have saved that for later. That's alright. You learn things as it goes on. So we have stuff, the basic parts of things set up here. Ooh, we got another airplane stand for general aviation. We're going to open that bad boy up. And it is daytime. All the lights are switched off. I'm going to turn off the module for that. We have that, and we don't have any scheduled flights because, well, we just haven't done that yet. But we're going through, again, we've burned through a little over $1 million in getting things set up, but that's okay. We'll get everything set up, and once it is set up, it will be glorious. So our roadways are looking nice. We have things. We have stuff cooking here. We just need to make sure that it continues to do what it's supposed to do. So we have that. I'm probably going to have this road go out and around because my plan, I think, is to have... Well, I guess it really doesn't matter. What happens here is inside of the infrastructure... I think it's there. No, it's not there. Yes, it is. There's a checkpoint. So you can actually allow certain types of vehicles to get in and out of your airport based on that. So once we research fuel, we can have things go through and do their thing. That will make a whole lot more sense. I know that sentence didn't make any sense whatsoever. It will make more sense as time goes on here. But I'm really hoping that we get our first flights in. Maybe it's because we don't have an air traffic control tower. That's probably a good bet of why we don't have any flights coming in yet. But hopefully we'll be alright there. And then we have all these notifications. Yeah. Build one before you can accept flights. Alright, come on guys. We need to get that going. I really hate that about this game too. Whenever you clear out stuff, a lot of them just immediately refill. Like, clear. It's back. Clear. It's back. Clear. It's back. See what I mean? That's not fun. So that part's rather annoying. I'm not a huge fan of that. but that's okay. Things can be changed, things can be updated. This game is only in alpha, and it looks like we're getting close to the point where, well, they're at least completing taxiways. But I really, really want my people to build that air traffic control tower. That's going to be the thing that saves us. If we don't have that, we are in deep, deep trouble. So hopefully with that. But we do have all of our, what we're going to use as our general aviation gates open right now. And we'll have more here soon. But just not quite yet. Let's go into our employees area. And if we take a look at the board here, again, you have to really get used to all these little tabs. There's a CFO, CIO, and basically all these are vacant. You have to open them up for people to be able to do things. Because eventually what's going to happen here is you go into procurement and you want to be able, like I don't have a procurement director right now, but I want to be able to get the fuel. And what it says is I just need to have an aircraft stand. But before I can do that, I need to get the person of a procurement director. So I'm going to open that up, and then applications hopefully are going to fill in here for our procurement director. When you click on them, they give you a little different stats, and I have no idea if any of these things actually mean anything. Like Patricia Walker here can handle stress like none other. But as far as our technical ability, terrible. This guy, about the same on everything, but he's a lot cheaper. And this guy's the most expensive, Eric Roy, and he can't even handle stress. So we're either going to go with Patricia, which looks pretty good, or this guy. I think Patricia's going to win the job here, even though she's $5 an hour more. So we have our procurement director. Now we can go through and it's an economy, go to procurement, and we're going to research or unlock our 2 different types of fueling so that we can fuel up our planes as necessary. We're almost done, these guys. They still have not touched that tower. Apparently that is just something they do not want to build. So it looks like we're going to go into our second day at this airport with nobody at all being there. And we're starting to burn through cash at a rapid rate. We're burned through $1.25 million. And it's not making me feel good about life right now. Oh, look, look, look. Something's happening. There is an air traffic control tower slowly being built. Thank God, because that was about to be a disaster. And this runway can be extended. We can make them bigger, and I don't know if that allows us to support bigger planes or whatever. Because when you look here, there's only a large and a medium stand. I don't know, or small and a medium stand, excuse me. I don't know if there's a large stand that pops up later on down the game. I just don't know if that's something that happens or not in this game. But we'll have to wait and see. Now our lights are on these. I'm not sure why those ones are darker than these ones. I'm not going to worry about it. And then these guys here are set, but they're not open. So when they get open, when they actually get opened, then we can go through. But I don't have commercial flights enabled right now, so I can't actually allow them to open. And I actually don't want them to open. I don't want there to be too many planes here. The idea here is planes come in, they land, they go do their thing, and then come back and continue to do their thing or whatever they have to do. Yeah, so we have that. It's looking good. We do officially have an air traffic control tower. It is up and running. It is operational. Do we have our fuel stuff yet? It does not appear that we've completed our fuel research. What will happen when we have our fuel research is there'll be another option down here. So if I go back to economy and procurement, we're almost done that. And as soon as we do that, we can actually start adding on fuel so our planes can get fuel and refuel, and we can make more money because the planes are able to refuel. So let's, while we're doing that, add a checkpoint because they have to have a checkpoint in order to function there. So it's going to be like the first thing that they can do, and then we'll have the service road got here and up there. And we're still working on our massive sidewalk. Oops, just rotated the game. You can do that by hitting E button. You can rotate around and do that, which when I'm using my WASD keys, sometimes I misclick and hit that. But hopefully here, as nightfall is starting to lift, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning game time. As soon as the day comes, we should start getting our first flights in, which would be fantastic. And we also have our fuel stuff here. So we have a fuel depot, and when you hover over them, there's two different types of fuel. You have AV gas, and then you have jet. The jet is for commercial, and the AV gas is for your general aviation planes. We're going to add on that, and then we're going to add on... I don't even think we need a fuel tank, quite honestly, for the other one. So let's just add on a fuel tank for our jet. And then our fuel depot, excuse me, and then actual fuel tanks here. And then they need to be connected by roads. So service road, asphalt. Actually, no, I don't want that. I do not want that. That was a poor idea. Cancel those because eventually I want to have a building in here. And if there's fuel, that's not going to work. So we'll just keep our basic fuel depot there, and that should allow us just to worry about refueling these planes once we have that done. So we have that. Whew. Feel like we've done a lot, but we really haven't done much. So we haven't even taken our first plane yet, and I have a whole bunch of emails in the game, which, of course, why wouldn't you want emails in the game? And yeah. Good there. And these things are taking forever. I didn't realize that this sidewalk would be such a such a system to go through. I would not have put them in there if I knew that this was going to take that long. Also, it's pretty wide. I would have probably chose to do some other things with that, but that's okay. And we have our first plane that has landed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are an official airport. We have accepted planes. That is a Cessna 182, which apparently is the only general aviation aircraft I've ever found in this. It does not have any requested services right now. It doesn't have any scheduled stuff, and it's going to West Palm Beach from Washington, D.C. This one's going pretty close. Doesn't look like it's flying all that far. It's going out to Columbus, so that's pretty easy. And for every little bit of time they're on the ground here, they make $25. I think it's... I don't know how often the increment is, but it's pretty expensive to have a plane land at this airport. And I think we can only take one more plane before we start running out of space at our taxiways. Okay, so we're there. Let's just open up these guys right now to general aviation until we are able to support commercial stuff, which we just can't do yet. So we can have all of these stands open and just make us a little bit of money, because we burned through a lot of money, and hopefully we can make some back. You can see up here at the top, you can see how much you're making. So we're making roughly $1,000 an hour right now, but that number every hour gets reset. So it's not an entirely realistic number by any means. It's kind of hit or miss as far as what that number actually means. And when you go into your budget, you only get to see the hourly. You don't get to see like a day or estimate. You can do a drop down and do a daily, but it says our daily, we should be making that, but I haven't found that to be entirely accurate for a lot of things. And I don't know what that does. What's that do? I don't know. So they're going through, they're doing their thing. We have planes on the ground landed. We are officially making money, sort of. But each hour that passes, we seem to be making money. And the more flights we can get in and out in a day, the more money we will make. Especially landing. Planes, it costs them $400 to land and $400 to take off. So if you're interested in flying to my airport, you must have at least $800 to even consider doing anything at my airport. Past there, it's kind of an expensive endeavor. I think we also need to put on a vehicle depot, so our fuel trucks have a place to kind of go and do their thing. Where is that at? Vehicle depot. How big are you, vehicle depot? Okay, cool. You can go right there. And that will be nice. And then we'll put on a couple of crosswalks here. So we're going to put in one. Actually, let's just have it go right through the main spot. So this is where all the people, once there's a terminal here, will come out and go to their commercial flights, once those commercial flights do exist. But yeah, we're sort of making money. Oh, now we're almost, well, once these planes take off, we'll make money. There we go. We're going through and doing things, which is good. The planes are taking off, and everything looks real nice and good. We're definitely cash flow positive. Wow, look at that. $2,300, $2,400 just this hour. Could you imagine making that much money an hour? How great would that be? Like, we're at $3,000, almost $3,600 in an hour. Whew, that's good money right there. I would love to have that kind of money. It takes me far longer to make that. We have our fuel depot almost getting ready to go, but we do have our area for our trucks. Now, if we go into our operations, I believe. Nope. Economy and procurement. We've unlocked those. I should be able to order, let's say, 3 of these trucks. And they'll get delivered. You'll see them drive up here, and then they'll go inside of that. And I must sign a fuel contract here. So we're going to go into economy and contracts, and then we can sign a fuel one. Again, the more stars, the better. It's going to be cheaper for you to do that. You see that this one is $0.04 per liter, and this one here is $0.05, so it costs more. So we're going to sign a contract with you, and then we should see a fuel truck driving up here to refill this fuel depot. There we go. So this isn't our truck. This yellow one is the fuel company's truck. It's coming in. It's making its turnaround. And that seemed unnecessary, but it's going to go through and it's slowly filling up our spot. And here come our fuel trucks. We have 1, 2. Did I order 2 or 3? And here comes the third one. We got 3 of them. They're going to go in. They're going to get fuel so that they can fill up fully. And we can service 2 trucks at the same time. And that guy's just going to wait until this little truck is full, and then we'll be able to provide fuel to our aircraft. The vehicle movements on this is really weird. It could have just made a left and another left, but whatever. They're going through, and hopefully we'll have another plane land before the night hits. There's a plane. You only have 8% of your gas, so I'm sure you're going to request fuel service. Please? Come on. Come on, I just spent a bunch of money. I need you to make me money now. But we filled up. Each of those planes holds about 10% of the fuel. And now we can start finally going through and building our foundation for our airport. This is going to be a really small kind of setting to begin with because I don't know everything that this airport needs quite yet. So we're going to go off of this one. We'll build this, and let's just bring that up. 8 by 24 sounds nice. So we'll do that. We're going to put some bus stands over here, and we'll kind of get everything set up and ready to go for our airport here. So we definitely are going to need to have a bus stop. And let's see, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'll set that back there. I'm going to set 3 there. And 3 here. And we'll go in and build asphalt road. Those are going to go there. And we'll build sidewalks eventually going in here, and there's another crosswalk there. And then we'll bring this down. And we'll have it go like that, because why not? We can do it, so let's do it. Now, the one thing I do like about this game as opposed to Sim Airport is construction of buildings and such are far cheaper. It is significantly less expensive to build buildings. You can see that I didn't burn through a bunch of money. I burned through like $50,000 building a pretty big area. In Sim Airport, that would have been an incredibly costly activity. So I don't have to worry about that nearly as much. You'll also notice that as far as security in this game, there's not really any fences. Somebody could easily just go around and get onto the airport, but this is still considered a secure area. Basically, people just need to go through a building before they're considered not in a secure area. And with this zone area, you actually define what's what, which is fine for right now. In the future, I'd like to see them do a little bit better of a job with that. But for the beginning stages here, I'm pretty happy with what is going on. We may want to also introduce a couple of car drop-off points. So we'll put a couple of those in Just make sure everybody's nice and happy. Oops, car drop-off point. We're going to cancel that one. 1, 2, and 3. Asphalt road. Go in here. Go in here. And boom. Okay, so we have buses going in. They have dropped off. I don't know who that is. Oh, that's my employees. Okay. And I think I know why we're not getting anybody using the fuel. Is I don't have anybody to drive the trucks. So I definitely need to get some people that can do that. And I think it's a ramp agent that allows us to do that. Let's see who all... Oh, applicants, that's why. I'm wondering why they're not working there. Alright, so we have ramp agents. Again, I don't know if any of this stuff really affects, but like that person's over double that one. I'm going to hire a couple people around the $10 range, and hopefully they work out. And I hope that those people now are able to drive my trucks and do what needs to be done. Now let's go through and start talking about sidewalks and getting the rest of this stuff completed. So infrastructure, build some sidewalks from here up to there, and then here over to there, and here into there. Okay, and then we need a crosswalk right there. Let's go into structures. Yes, structures. And add on a door. And you're going to get a large door here. And then down here we want a large door as well. This is going to be where our flights can leave. So I'm going to turn general aviation off on just a couple of these while we are able to kind of go through and do this and get everything set up here. So again, I don't really know if I'm doing any of this the best way or the right way, but I do know that I really want people to start using stuff that I've set up here. So we have ramp agents. Let's add a couple of airport staff. We have those items done. Let's slow the game down here and add in a couple of bus shelters for our fine people. I don't know if I'm making these the right way or not. I don't know if it actually matters. Let's just click through and see and hope and pray that it doesn't actually matter. Do the same thing up here. I love tedious clicking games. I don't say that facetiously or not. I really do love little games where you have to click a whole bunch and get everything exactly how you want it. Look at all my guys just descending upon that, getting ready to go. Alright. So what we need to do now is we need to start getting some security set up. This area of the terminal is only going to service these spots. So I only think 1 or 2 security areas is really necessary. So I'm going to do a large security checkpoint. And oh, that's right. We have to zone the areas to be secure or not secure before we can really do anything else. So this whole area here is going to be secure. This is going to be secure. This will be secure, and then this whole area here is going to be secure. That's required so that people can make their way out to the planes and that everything's set up. Otherwise, if you don't have that, it doesn't work. So we're going to go in, add our large security. We want people to be able to get into it from here. So I'm going to do 1 and 2. And then I'm going to build a wall Actually, let me put in a secure exit first. So, secure exit is going to be 1 and 2, and then we'll build a wall right across that spot there. And hopefully that will make us fully secure for everything, I hope. Alright, we need to go into this and we need to add in some gates. So we have a total of 5 places that I want to use for this, so we need to have a total of 5 gates for our customers. So we're going to go to a boarding desk, and I need 5 of them. So they're going to be going out of that door there. Can I don't know if I can actually have it be for more than 1, 2, 3. Nope. Nope. I just wish I could right click. I really want to right click on those, but instead I have to control and click. It's just something I need to get used to. Let's rotate it around. Okay, so I have those. I do need some check-in desk, and I'm going to have them kind of set up across the back here. So, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's way more than what we need right now, but that's okay. I really just want to get some basic stuff established. We'll have a couple of information desks. So right when you come in the doors here, you'll get greeted by some friendly people with some information. And then we'll also provide you with a bunch of screens to do things with so you can see what's going on. Alright, that's fine for right now. Hopefully we can speed this up a bit. They're going through. We have our secure area. Let's go in here and build the queue. And we're just going through. So that one's built, and now this one. Build the queue. There we go. Why did that one not build all the way? Build queue. Build the queue. Okay. We have that. We have our secure exit. We have our secure areas there. Let's see. Can we start connect to a stand? So that one's connected to a stand. That one's connected to a stand. I don't think I can connect it to multiple stands. Yeah, you can only do it to one stand. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Connect to a stand all the way out there. Alright. So you need to go to that one. You're there. You're there. Alright. So we have that. What else do we need to build here? Let's see our areas. What do we have? We have staff areas that need to be built. We have staff zones. I don't know what that does. We have that. Let's see. Do we have anything else that we need to do? Let's go to contracts and see if we have any commercial contracts offered. Yes, we do. We have contracts set up, ready to go for those. Let's just go into our flight planner. Okay, we still don't have any commercial flights enabled, so let's go here. We need to make sure we have commercial flights. We need to go into our operations area and our overview. Open up the security. Open up ramp and all of our gas services, even though we don't have the other gas one built yet. Maybe we'll do that in just a second. So if I do a fuel depot for this one, we'll put that, I don't know, right there, sure. Then we'll put some fuel tanks for the jet fuel. What do you mean too far? You're not far at all. Oh, you need to actually be touching it? That's stupid. Okay. You can't just be across the road. Interesting. Alright, well, we're not going to worry about that quite yet. I don't know if that's just a weird glitch because I don't have the road in there yet, or if something else is going on. But let's get the other part of the road set up here. We do need to hire some security staff, so let's do that. And I don't know if any of these ratings really have anything to do with how good or bad the people are. We do need some janitors. Let's see, do we have anything else that we really need to worry about at this second? I don't think so, but I do think I want some more airport staff to man all of those things. Okay. Now let's build the lines for these. Look at that line. That is a confusing line. Alright, I don't care. Told you, I like tedious clicking games, and this game does it for me so far. I wish the workers did their work a little faster, but that's okay. We can deal with that for right now. That is a problem that will be solved, I'm sure, down the road at some point, or I can get a better contract where I can get more construction workers. Yeah, we can see how I only burned through about $250,000 being able to work on just this, which would have cost way more in Airport Tycoon. I don't mean to always compare these two things, but there are definitely things that need to be compared on these. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. So we have that. We are going to switch that off of Generation Aviation. And we have our 2 small stands and our flight planner ready to go. So I'm going to pause the game here. And I'm going to go to Contracts. And let's find Little Planes. So Maple. He wants 7 flights within 3 days. We can absolutely accommodate that. So when I go in my flight planner, you notice Maple shows up over here. And in the next 3 days, we just need to get Maple taken care of. So the first flight's going to come in at 10. Then we'll have another flight at 4, or 3, excuse me. We'll have another flight there. And then Friday, we should be able to finish up the rest of Maple's flights. No, I want it to be at 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay, we'll deal with it there. And they're going to be separated by about an hour or so. Alright, so we have those ones taken care of. Do we have any other flights? We have Stripe Air and Skylink. You need 6 successful flights of small ones there, and you'll pay me $3,200 for each one, and you guys will pay me $2,000. I think these guys win. 6 flights for that money, I'll take it. Go to my flight planner, go back to today, and Skylink. Here we go. So that one starts at 10. So we're going to have another flight come in an hour after that for Skylink. Get those ones in there, and then Friday we can also fill up the rest of that. So the first flight came in at 5:05, so this one's going to come in at 6. And then 10. And then that one's going to be at 14. Alright, so we should have our first flights arriving here relatively soon. We have hopefully some fuel trucks. Oh, that reminds me, I do need to go to procurement. I don't remember where it's in economy. There we go. I do need to order a couple of jet fuel trucks. So we'll order 3 of those. Should take about an hour to create. And look, our trucks are being used. Our trucks are being used. See all this money that is being used every time they refill? We are making bank when it comes to that. Let's see, what else do we need to do? I do want to put on a couple of jet fuel ones, and apparently I can't do that unless we're like directly next to it, which is a real bummer. Not a fan of that setup, but it's going to be what it's going to have to be for right now. In the future, I'll figure out a better solution to that. Let's go on to service roads. Get that taken care of. So now we have jet fuel. Hopefully we have a jet fuel truck coming. Requested some jet fuel. It is on its way, and it is being loaded up there. Fantastic. So we have a whole bunch of brand new jet fuel trucks. They're transferring fuel from one to the other. Our second tank, which is this one over here, is completely empty. Hopefully that gets full, and we are going through. We have our first commercial flight that has landed. It is in there, and we have a problem. What is our problem here? Security at this point. Checkpoint is not operated and cannot process people. Where are my security people at? So we need to go into security, and we're just going to hire everybody. Why is there nobody working? Hired a whole bunch of people. Why are you guys not doing your jobs? Well, at least our security area is maintained. There is still nobody down here. I'm not sure what's going on here and why I have workers who are not doing their jobs. I find that incredibly frustrating. Like, what are you doing? Go do something. Go to your job. I'm just hiring as many people as I can right now to try to fill those spots. Hopefully they get filled and we can get people onto the planes, because we have flights that have landed and they need to get out there. Which we do have people finally starting to board our flights, which is good. I think. They're there. And we do have a couple of gate agents showing up. Let's go in and add some seating for them, because it doesn't seem like they're very comfortable right now. So we'll add on a little bit of seating, not a ton, but enough to keep people happy. And hopefully that will be able to take care of what's going on. So this side of the airport here is rocking and rolling. We have planes coming in and out, but we don't have a ton of general aviation. It's just a few. It's only 5 spots. Those other planes left. And we have another flight that has landed, and it's doing its job. So we're good here. So all our people are leaving. Not a big plane again, but it's coming in, and we are making money. This one is there. It has not requested any service right now. You can tell when I request it because it turns green. So that one hasn't turned green, so it means it hasn't requested anything. We have people leaving this one. We have people going onto that one. And this plane has requested some service, which means we are making money, which is awesome. I wish these windows could be moved around too. Right now they can't be moved around at all, which I find incredibly frustrating. But I guess there's bigger things in the world I could complain about than that. So we have the trucks going, we have people shuffling in and out. That flight status is on time. This flight status is boarding currently. So we have people going through, and I guess we should build a staff room for our guys to rest in. I don't know. And at this point I'm also going to go to dismiss all of our construction workers, because if they're there, we're paying them and they're not really doing anything. So you guys can go away. I don't care about you anymore. Your contract's really bad for me too. But yeah, we're rocking and rolling. We have, oh, I can open up these commercial flights. And now we have a whole bunch more stands that we can put in to be able to accommodate the small little planes that we want to do right now. But I think that's where we're going to leave this first episode here. We have commercial flights coming in. We are making money. We're slowly adding to our coffers here. And we have a bus driving who knows where. So we'll see you next time. I hope you enjoy the game so far. And I'm looking forward to what we have coming up. I'll see you next time.